Alright, what's up guys? This is Justin here at Airsoft Junkies. Today we're going to be going over the install of a Polarstar F1 and our GG CM18 Mod1. Now, first thing we're going to have to do here is go ahead and just remove the buttstock. We're going to take apart the gun here and go ahead and pull the gearbox out. Go ahead and pop your front pin, remove the upper, and then you have the gearbox by itself. Go ahead and remove the magazine catch. Remove your rear pin as well, and then remove your center body pin. I'm going to go ahead and remove your gearbox from the lower receiver. Alright, once you have the gearbox removed, go ahead and undo all the screws that are holding the gearbox. Alright, now go ahead and put your screwdriver in the back of the gearbox so that your spring guide doesn't go flying everywhere once you open it up. Alright, now once you have the gearbox open, make sure you hold on to the spring guide. You're going to go ahead and you're going to need that for when you reassemble the gun. Go ahead and take out all the AEG parts, all your gears, shims, spring, cylinder, all the stuff that you won't need, which is pretty much everything because we're going to replace it with an F1. Apart, we have our Polarstar F1. First thing we're going to want to do here is go ahead and plug your solenoid wire into your trigger board, along with your FCU wire harness. And then go ahead and set it down into your gearbox. And then using the same screw that held your previous AEG trigger contacts in, use that same screw and tighten down and just make sure it's snug to hold that trigger board in there. And once you do that, you can go ahead and take the F1 unit, plug your 2-pin JST connection into the back of the solenoid, set it back in the gearbox. Alright guys, once we got the F1 and the trigger board back in, go ahead and take your spring guide and your buffer tube screw. Go ahead and set that back down in the end of the gearbox. Now the reason you put the buffer tube screw back in there is just going to kind of give it that weight to hold it level so that you can go ahead and put the other half of the gearbox shell back on. Alright. Now once everything's mounted and it's flush, go ahead and turn over the gearbox. And put your gearbox screws back in and tighten them up. Place it back over with the buffer tube. Then we can go ahead and set the gearbox back down in the lower receiver. Make sure that we run the FCU cable out the back of the receiver. Alright, put our rear body pin back in. Put our center body pin back in. Now we can go ahead and replace our magazine catch back on the lower receiver. Go ahead and reassemble our grip. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and tighten our buffer tube back on. Alright, once we have our buffer tube back on, we can go ahead and slide our upper receiver back on. And go ahead and push in our front body pin. Alright. Go ahead and plug up our FCU. Then our battery. Just make sure that our fire selector switch is working properly in each position that it's in. Of course, safe is on. Semi is working, and when you switch it to auto, full auto is working. Alright, so we've checked it, it's working. Now let's go ahead and put the buttstock back on and take this outside and go ahead and tune it and adjust the hop up, and it'll be ready for the field. Completely installed the Polarstar F1 into a GG CM18 Mod1, and you're ready to take it outside, connect your air regulator and tank, and go ahead and test it, adjust your hop, and you guys will be ready for the field.